Alrighty, Chef Buck here, and check it out. We're making a chocolate cake. Yep, that's right. Underneath all this frosting is a delicious chocolate cake made out of beans. What? That's right. Garbanzo beans. We got 2 cans, rinsed and drained, and we're going to transform it into a tasty cake. I got 4 eggs, took them out of the fridge, let them sit for a little bit to knock the chill off. And then we're going to take our beans and we're going to take our eggs, throw them in a food processor, and blend them up. If you've got a rich person's giant deluxe food processor, you can do it all at once. I have to do it in 2 batches. I'm working, with thrift store material. But no matter how you do it, when you're all finito, it's going to end up looking like baby food. But that's all right, because we're going to fix that. Although it's going to take a little bit of work. We're going to throw in some baking powder and some sugar, and we're going to stir that up, and smooth it all out. And it's going to get all silky and luxurious, and now it's going to look like rich babies' baby food. But we're not done yet. We're going to take a baking dish about the size of a human head and butter that up. Make sure and butter it well. Get it all around the crevices and cracks and the edges of your dish, and make sure along the sides too, because if you butter it up nicely, then later your cake's going to fall out with no problem. We want to go ahead and melt our chocolate. We got an improvised double boiler system here. I got a pan of hot water, and I put another little rinky-dink pan in it. Bring the water up to a bubble. Then we're going to throw in our chocolate and some butter and stir that around till the chocolate chips start to melt and get nice and smooth. Now, if your chocolate wants to freeze up, or it isn't smooth enough, just throw in some more butter. I throw it in a tablespoon at a time. I probably ended up putting in 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter. But when it gets smooth and melted, just go ahead and roll it out, spoon it out into your bean mixture and stir it around, and then it's going to turn into this rich, deep, chocolatey pool that you're going to want to dive in. This is like the river in Charlie and his Chocolate Factory, except it's more like a lake. But we're going to take this and we're going to add a little bit of vanilla extract to it, which you don't have to do. If you want to be a cheapskate, you don't have to, if you don't put the vanilla extract, it's not going to be the end of the world. But I like that flavor. I like to add in some dried fruit. These are dried cherries, but dried cranberries work very well as well. And these are almond slivers, but put in pecans, walnuts, whatever kind of nuts you like. But adding some dried fruit and walnuts will add a great texture to your cake. So spoon it out into your buttered baking dish, and then we're going to slide it in the oven, and we're going to let it bake away at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 40 to 45 minutes, depending on your oven. And after about 45 minutes, boom, we're going to take it out of the oven, and you're going to know it's done because all you have to do is slide a toothpick or knife in there and pull it out. And if it comes out clean, doesn't have any batter sticking to it, then your cake is finito. But you don't want to mess with the cake. We're going to leave it alone, let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, let it firm up. Because if you fool with it right now, it might break apart, because it's kind of soft. You want it to get its act together. And then after about 15 minutes, run a knife along the edges of your a baking dish. And if you've buttered it up correctly, then you can just kind of flip it over onto a cooling rack. It'll come right out. Boom. And there you have it. We're going to leave it alone again for another 10 or 15 minutes and let it cool off some more. See, it's steaming. You want it to let it cool down before you fool with it. And then at this point, we can manhandle it. See how well it sticks together? Of course, it can still bust up. If you muck up, and break it, that's okay. It's still going to taste the same. But ideally, you want it looking nice and pretty like this. And you can go ahead and frost it right now. Do whatever the hell you want with it. But see, Camera Girl and I have different philosophies. I like it with frosting on it. But Camera Girl, she doesn't like frosting. So I'm going to split it in half and do different things with different pieces. Camera Girl likes it just with powdered sugar. You can eat it just like a brownie. You can eat it plain. She likes it with powdered sugar and a little bit of raspberries on top. And that's nice. It's super duper awesome like that. But I like to try different things. So I thought I'd go with the pork and beans, because it's a bean cake, right? So I thought, well, what could be better on a bean cake than beans? It sounded like a great idea to me, but really, kind of didn't work out. But I I thought, well, psychologically, maybe it just needs a raspberry. Maybe that would get me over the hump. But that didn't work out either. So I had to go with a traditional cream cheese frosting. We take a little softened cream cheese, softened butter, boom, again with the vanilla extract, and then just a hand blender, go ahead and start to work it together. And then we're going to add in some sugar slowly. You know, I got about 2 cups of powdered sugar here, but you can add a little more or less depending on your taste and how thick you want your frosting to be. But gradually add the powdered sugar in there. If you throw it all in at once, you know, and then start up your machine, boom, it's gonna create this giant cloud of powdered sugar that will surround your head and asphyxiate you in a sugary death. You know, so just add it piecemeal at a time. If it's too thick, you know, if your frosting's thicker than you like, add a little bit of milk or half and half, you know, just a tablespoon at a time. If your frosting's too thick, thin it with milk. If it's too thin, just add a little bit more sugar, you know. But once it gets to the consistency that you like, then that's it. You know, you can go ahead and throw it on your cake, you know, spoon it on there, smooth it out, you know, turn it into this lovely white Christmas cake. And then that's it. You know, it's going to look not as gorgeous at first, but you can clean it up, dress it up, throw some berries on there for color. And now, you know, boom, you can enter it into a beauty contest if you want. Ta-da! Look how amazing. That's fit for royalty. Now, me and Camera Girl, we have already eaten the other half of this. Camera Girl, you had it with the, what did you have? You did your raspberries and your powdered sugar. And you had a little bit of the frosting that I had left over in the hoopty hoop. Normally, you don't do the frosting.
I like the cake with just the confectionery sugar.
You're not big on the frosting, but this frosting is awesome.
It really is amazing. Yeah, it's good.
Boom. That's so good, man. But it is decadent, super decadent. People are going to be like, why don't you cut a slice out there? Why are you eating Why are you eating that whole thing? Look at you. See, you start eating it and you can't stop.
I know.
And we've already eaten half of it. See, that's the addiction of this cream cheese frosting.
It's very good.
Yeah, but super simple. I'm not really a big cake baker. I don't make a lot of desserts normally, but like I said, we've done this one like 3 times this month. Just because it's so damned easy. So there you have it. A little bit of flourless garbanzo bean chocolate cake. Give this recipe a try. Let us know what you think. Bon appetit. That's it. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, there you have it. You know, like the video, share it, you know, favorite it, subscribe, make sweet love to the video. But then, of course, call it later in the week so people don't think you're a jerk.